daily chat today. I've actually made it outside my house, unlike the motorway service stop and everything from yesterday. I'm actually where I should be, although it's not without its dramas, I can assure you of that. There's actually something going on fairly near my location at the moment, where I've just had to give a little bit of assistance. Hence, I'm a little bit late, but let's wait and see how long it takes for people to jump in. Hello, Bloodnose. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're all right. And welcome to the chat, your first one in. Cosmic Wartoad, hello to you. Good to see you. And who's this? 60s fan, hello to you. Julie Keys, you're all jumping in right now. Excellent. Tracy Regan, John Harris, Bob Hollyoak, and Perry. Yes, I came out to do the live stream, and fairly near where I am at the moment, a lady's gone over, and a bit of claret everywhere, but there's a couple of people with her, so I just had to provide the tissues so they can wipe up what they need to, and I'm informed an ambulance is on the way, but she's okay, so fingers crossed. Hello, Red Dawn. Hello, Michael Lawrence, and hello, Alan Edge. Good to see all of you, and Julie Baldwin too. Are you pissed yet, Julie, or are you relatively okay this evening? Let me know. We're all going out tomorrow, and we've got a barbecue the next day as well. Getting right into the notifications. Now I have found you. Why no notifications? Don't blame me. It's YouTube. It does it all the time. Your eyes look awful, Andy. Yeah, I've not long woke up actually, because I've got to go back to the airport in a while, so my eyes are probably a little bit as they are. Stone cold sober, Julie. That's no bloody good, is it? Michael, hello. Stink Pooter, hello to you. I had to search the live stream. Evening, Andy. Everyone in chat. Hello, Zena. Good to see you. And Sexy Bastard has arrived with a £2 super sticker. Thank you very much for that and the support. I appreciate that very much. Andy, you're here too. Philip Davis, off to Jockland Saturday. Fingers crossed with EasyJet from Stansted. Yeah, my boy's off to Zante tomorrow, and he is on an EasyJet flight. And he is leaving, I think about 2 o'clock in the afternoon his flight is. So should be okay with a bit of luck. But I said to him he's got to leave a bit earlier. Oh, I have a message from Jack as well. Now, let me get this right. Lewis is going on holiday. We're going to a party tomorrow, and the swimming pool's great. I think that's everything he wanted to say, but never you mind. Factual Breakdowns in the house. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. I hope you're okay and getting everything sorted that needs to be sorted. John Kent is in the chat. Good to see you. Fuzzy Doxy as well. That's brilliant, everybody. Yeah, I put a... Oh, hang on. Where's this? World War III is supposed to have started. In that case, all politicians of all countries involved are to report to frontline infantry training with the lowest rank and to lead from the front. Yes, there's 2 chances of that, Cosmic. Slim and fuck all, I reckon. Factory Breakdown, good to see you. Excellent, wonderful. Tanner Family Memories, hello to you. God Save the Queen, Jay Goose. Amen to that. Zena, say hello to Jack. I certainly will. He did ask to come out here this evening and say hello to everybody, but I just needed to get down to business and get to work. So we'll have to get him on another time, because you all seem to enjoy it when my little one comes on. Hi, Andy. Shannon Lee comes home tomorrow. That's Factual Breakdown. Oh, excellent. At least you'll have her with you. Trevor, hello. Philip Davis, one thumb is mine. Excellent. That's what I like to see. But there's 57 in the chat, folks, and 14 thumbs up. So come on, let's have a few more. Let's get those thumbs up and running. Well, it was interesting today. We've obviously got the Jubilee celebration starting today and going over the course of the weekend. And they moved the bank holiday, didn't they, from the beginning of the week to the end. So we got like 2 bank holidays and a long weekend. Hello, David L. Good to see you. And I asked what people were up to, and what people thought about the Jubilee, because it can be a very divisive subject depending on your thoughts and your views on the monarchy. And some people are Republicans and think, well, we don't need them. Some people think, well, I'm a little bit, I'm not too sure about that lot. And other people outright love it because it's a symbol of the UK and who we are and everything. And then you get other people who really believe in, individual countries like England, Scotland, and think the Union and the Queen and everything's a fucking joke. It's a very mixed bag. I mean, there was one person, I won't name them, but they put on what a load of bollocks. I'm ignoring it all. Did you see the idiotic Extinction Rebellion get dragged off the mat? Yeah, I will cover that shortly. I mean, one thing I've got to mention, and he deserves a mention in dispatches, and I found this very convenient indeed, was Prince Andrew. I don't know if you guys actually clocked this, but the headline I will show you is Prince Andrew has got the convids. There you go. Here it is in black and white. Prince Andrew has got the convids. Now, we have the Jubilee celebration with the balcony and everything else, and he's suddenly got the convids. Don't you find this very convenient? Indeed, I certainly do. It's a bit like Keir Starmer having the convids at the most inconvenient of times. So what are they saying? Andrew has tested positive for the old Kung flu and will no longer attend tomorrow's Jubilee service for Thanksgiving at St Paul's Cathedral, Buckingham Palace said. So this was reported at about 3:30 this afternoon. A palace spokesman said after taking a routine test, the Duke has tested positive and with regret will no longer be attending tomorrow's service. It's understood Andrew saw the Queen in the last few days, but has been undertaking regular testing and has not seen her since he tested positive. Well, if it is true, that's fucking crap, because you can test negative one day and test positive 2 days later. We know the score with these things, and why are they still a thing? I personally thought all this was over. The news comes after Andrew reportedly missed trooping of the colour today following the settlement of assault claims with his accuser. The prince, who usually attends the event as Colonel of the Grenadier Guards, oh no, he can't wear his uniform and his flashy title, can he? Riding out by the Queen's side, was snubbed from the event. Andrew was stripped of his title, the Duke of York, earlier this year, and since has reduced his active participation in the royal family. Speaking earlier this week, Archbishop of Canterbury urged people to step back a bit from Andrew, adding that he was seeking to make amends. I'm afraid it's a little bit too late for that. Forgiveness really does matter. I think we have become a very, very unforgiving society. I'd agree with the Archbishop there. I think we have, actually, but with good reason. I think for all of us, one of the ways that we celebrate when we come together is learning to be a more open and forgiving society. Now with Prince Andrew, I think we have to step back a bit. He's seeking to make amends, but you can't tell people how they're to respond about this, and the issues of the past in the area are so intensely personal and private to so many people. Not surprising, there's very deep feelings indeed. Well, I suppose there is, isn't there? But again, I find that all very convenient. And, situations like that are probably symptomatic of why people are getting a bit cheesed off with the whole royal family thing. Out of the way, kept out of the way, I think is probably a wise idea there. Who we got? People who want to abolish the monarchy didn't realise what we lose when it goes. I'm thinking of our present Queen. Doesn't seem like any of the present family is good enough. Yeah, it'd be interesting, isn't it? I mean, the old lefties are plastering on the boards, abolish the monarchy and all the rest of it. I've seen talk of that here, there, and everywhere. Hello, Chrissy Williams. Good to see you in the chat. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when she finally does disappear off this mortal coil, I think. Andy, 15 houses in our street, only 2 of us have flags and bunting flying. Oh yes, well, that's just a symptomatic of the issue again, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. I mean, yeah, I've got another story I can give you in a minute. Listen, folks, this is the Daily Chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby. Hang on a minute.
I want to say goodbye because I might not see you because I'm going to Nanny's to see Lewis.
Oh, okay. Goodbye. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Jack just disappearing. He's had to nip out. Loads of dinghy divers again today. Is that right? Wow, Chrissy Williams. They're coming in by the boatload, and I'll tell you a little story about that in a tick too. Anyway, as I was saying, folks, this is the Daily Chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby, live from the car. If you're okay, please hit the like button on the chat. Say goodbye to my wife. Or she ain't gonna look. Oh dear. Yeah, please say hello in the chat by giving a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel as well. That'd be great. We're getting there. It's all going up. Yeah, that is her name, Blood Nose Dawn. If you're on social media and everything else, please subscribe to us there and share things about and whatever. That's wonderful. And Bridget's just had a notification. Oh yeah. I mean, the notifications I can't do anything about. I wish I could. But one thing I can do about is the thumbs up. Come on, let's have some more here. We got 45 and we could do with the same again. That would be wonderful. Right, let's have a look at the next thing. Somebody said about not a lot of people got bunting and everything up in their roads. Not very patriotic. I mean, look at this guy here, Jeff Williams, his name is. You can see him with the bunting and everything there. Does Jack ever surprise you with karate attack like Kato in Pink Panther films? He does all the time, Stink Booter. And he's learning all the kata as well. Jubilee Road told to take Union flag bunting down because of health and safety. I've seen this everywhere, unfortunately, where people are just not allowed to, you know, express their feelings of national pride. And health and safety is used as an excuse. I wonder if they're Labour councils in these places. I really don't know. But they seem to be ashamed of what we are and who we are. The Platinum Jubilee is meant to be a time of celebration and the coming together of communities. But people living on one street aptly named Jubilee Road have been left taking down their patriotic bunting over fears it's a hazard to large vehicles. I suppose it's a bit like my bonnet bra the other day flying off in the air, isn't it? Jeff Williams, who lives on the road in Poole, Dorset, strung up flags to get into the spirit of celebrating the Queen's 70-year reign. But he was left baffled when a council officer knocked on his door to tell him the bunting is a hazard to large vehicles because of its height. Oh, do fuck off. He was told a complaint was made to Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council by somebody, and Jeff said it was quite laughable. The pensioner hung the 100-foot length of bunting 14 feet off the ground. That's bigger than most vehicles. Was told it did not conform to regulations and that it needed to be 2 foot higher at 16 foot. I bet some Jobsworth with a high-vis jacket went on there and measured it. If the bunting remains as it is, Jeff could be fined 200 quid for breaching the Highway Act of 1980. Well, Jeff, you may be too old to give a shit what they say. Leave it where it is. I'm sure people will help out with a potential fine if it came to that, but these people really need putting in their place. It's ridiculous. Jeff and his neighbours must now embark on the perilous task of raising the bunting 2 foot higher. Really? You know, what happens when you fall off a ladder and break your arm or something? Can you sue them then? This is ridiculous. They will all attempt to fix 8-foot-long wooden canes to the houses in the hope the bunting will be raised to the appropriate height. Jeff has been left bemused by the whole affair, saying, my next email will be to the Queen to get her on the case. Bless him. The irony is we are on Jubilee Road. It's only right that we celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. We can't get the bunting any higher. The breaking strain is about 1/2 ounce. If something hit it, a 2-year-old would break it. I can't see any danger it would pose. I don't think there is a danger, Jeff. I think it's just people bitching and whining for the hell of it. There's no good reason why I should take it down. The large vehicles which come down our road would have been lorries, and they clear it quite comfortably. Councillor Beverly Dunlop, here we go, portfolio holder for culture and vibrant places. Now, she sounds very important, doesn't she? We're proud to say we have more than 300 Jubilee street parties taking place this weekend in celebration of the Queen's 70-year reign. It's great seeing the community come together, although we've issued broad guidance around residents putting up their own bunting. This is for legitimate safety reasons. Bollocks, is it? We welcome street parties and are not preventing any events taking place. Residents in Jubilee Road were not advised to take down their bunting. We advised it was too low, which could be hazardous to large vehicles. No. You advised you wanted to make things difficult for a road actually celebrating the Jubilee. You see, with a party, I don't know if you know this, Councillor Dunlop, but you need bunting, you need balloons, you need flags, you need all the stuff to create the atmosphere of what they're actually celebrating. And the difference between like 1 and 2 foot is probably that. How pathetic. This is just bitching for the sake of it. See you later, Factual Breakdown, and go and play somebody at the door, and see you later. Kirky Bailey, I live in Ulster. Try taking flags down during the glorious 12. Yeah, you'd probably have a shock, I suppose. Hello, Mum. I see you in the chat there. Matt Walton just got the notification. What's a vibrant place? Yeah, I get the sentiment of that comment. Surely people celebrate the Queen's birthday, but don't celebrate own mother's party. Hypocrites. I don't think the Queen trusts Charles with a responsibility. That's Gary. You got to know, haven't you? Andy, we want to see you on GB News. I don't think that'll happen. I'm too comfy in my cab. Statistically, 5 people die on UK roads every day. Ban all vehicles. That's handy, Andy. Jobsworths in fantastically gleaming golden peaked caps. That's a new word for it, I must say. Christine Ayres, hiya, Hunt. Oh, Christine, look, I've had a rant and a rave, although it's growing back a little bit at the moment, pretty quickly. Alan, party poopers, exactly. Christchurch about an hour's drive from me. That's Gary Moores. Yeah, Patricia Shaw. I did a video about that the other day, slight departure from the subject, but primary children in Wales offered insects to eat. Absolutely outrageous. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, what do you want? Chicken and chips or locusts and fish eggs? I don't get it. It's ridiculous. Both Charles' sons, they knew better than to run expectations. One lot of bunting was taken down for making shadows that might distract the drivers. That's Jay Goose. That reminds me of that guy that got that parking ticket that time for the shadow of the front of his car ending up in a disabled spot in front. I mean, these councils are a law unto themselves. They really are. But, see what else we got. Housing Association and council housing are looking for excuses to chuck people out. That's Zena. Yes, and fill them with what? I'm the only one on my estate with bunting up, Tracy Regan says. I mean, I've seen some of the comments around, you know, fuck this, what's going on, what's the point of it all? Not very patriotic at all. But, you know, everyone is entitled to their opinion, I suppose, over what's what. It's written that there are broodmares within royalty. I've said for years that Diana was sourced as the mare to bear the heir and the spare. Factual breakdown, that's a good way of putting it, isn't it? Who liked the double standards of the police with that demo at the Trooping of the Queen's Bash? Laugh out loud. Has anyone else seen that TikTok video? Apparently, cheap meat is made from dead humans. Seriously, that's what's got. Oh, yeah, we'll leave that where it is. That's horrible if true. Listen, everybody, this is the daily chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby, live from the car. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, we've got just over 100 in the chat and only 62 likes. So please give it a thumbs up, and you can help get the algorithm talking about us. That's wonderful. If you haven't done so already and you're new here, please consider subscribing as well. Completely free to do, and you help the channel as well by doing that. And totally free. You can find us on social media. In all the right places. Give us a follow or whatever on there too, and that's wonderful. I think we're getting near milestones on a couple of our social media feeds, so we're pretty pleased with that and growing in all the right places. Let's have another look, shall we? Going back, yes, we've had a couple of mentions of the protesters. Yes, protesters stormed the Mall to block trooping of the colour. Now, here we are. Have a look at this. There we go. Here we are. There's got to be some sad little making a scene. And doesn't he look fetching with his yellow hat and his green top being escorted off by the police? Now, what makes me chuckle is look at that soldier there in his uniform with his SA-80. They should bloody wave them at the protesters and tell them to fuck off. I think that'd be a thing. Animal rebellion activists have disrupted trooping the colour before being dramatically tackled to the ground by police officers. The demonstrators vaulted the fences near Buckingham Palace and got onto the mall with signs before being stopped by security, so making a scene. The vegan activists, one of whom was wearing a fake crown, accused the monarchy of having a royal disregard for all life, as they called for the crown's land to be rewilded. Wasn't this wonderful? Right. Paper was told ahead of this morning's demonstration there was about 25 activists were planning to interrupt the procession in an effort to draw attention to the climate crisis, thereby trying to hijack the Queen's Jubilee. Only a handful made it onto the road before being swarmed by armed police and forcibly carried away. No one's going to fuck around with this sort of thing. You'll be gone out the way. One activist appeared to be dragged through horse poo by the police. Mind you, they've been talking about fertiliser, and that's very good for the environment, isn't that? Activists told the papers that the group had used bunting, Union Jacks and masks of royal family members to blend into the crowd before launching their action. It was also confirmed that the fake crown was not from Burger King. What difference does that make, I wonder? They did manage to disrupt the marching band and hold placards reading "Reclaim Royal Land" before their protest was swiftly brought to an end and dragged off. There's some lovely pictures here of them actually being dragged away. Some musicians dressed in full regalia and marching in step had to sidestep the group, of whom laid on the ground and held signs after jumping over the metal fences. One of them taking part, Bo King Houston, there's a name, explained that the royal family has had decades to lead the way on a transition to plant-based farming and has failed to do so. This transition is common sense and simple. We all win. 76% of that. I'm not even going to give this guy any airtime. It's just, bullshit. The Crown is one of the largest landowners in the country, and activists are accusing the Institute of climate inaction. The police gave a statement saying a number of arrests have been made, and they're probably all out by now, truth be known. I can see that quite happily, and they were all public order offences related to the obstruction of the highway. There were theatrical boos and shouts of chuck him out from the royalist crowd watching on, and everything carried on as it should do. But there's always got to be somebody, isn't there, pissing about and ruining it for everybody else. You know, make your point, okay, but there is a time and a place. No, I guess they thought this was it, and it couldn't have been couldn't have ended any worse for them. Definitely not. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat for a bit and see what people are saying here. Okay, let's get back to the bottom again. You musicians should have marched over them. Yes, they should have done the quick step, shouldn't they? Left, right, stamp. Won't be pulled away. No, they're on YouTube channels of dubious reputations. Most of them make false claims. The anti-Blair getting a knighthood protest at Windsor soon is worthy, though. Apparently 1.2 million have signed up to attend. Angela Gardner, sexy bastard. What do you all a dinghy diver with just one leg? I don't know. What do you call a dinghy diver with one leg? Could do with a chuckle there. Yeah, Kirky Bailey, quick march, that's it. Double time. I sent you a video of them getting dragged through the horse poop. Yeah, thanks, Julie. I didn't see that, but I'll have a look at that. So every council tax everywhere gone up to pay for Queen's party by many in the world are freezing and starving. Yeah, I saw a thing on Facebook earlier, Zena, and that's another way of looking at it, isn't it? Fuck this, let's feed the poor. That's what they're thinking. Soldiers are first of all civilians and volunteer to become soldiers, so they do have a choice. Yeah, They wouldn't be pulling away. Taxpayers picking up tab. Just saying, Alan, there isn't any. Jerry Georgopoulos, hello to you. Cosmic Wartoad, go vegan. To appease Greta Thunberg. Oh, God, don't mention her, please. They are Scotland. Typically, protesters would go to avoid charges. Protests don't solve anything, but it does annoy somewhat politicians. Always a good thing. Well, yes, it pissed somebody off, wouldn't it? Absolutely. I love the fact they were dragged through horse poop. I thought that was quite funny. Thankfully, I'm working all weekend, so we'll miss it all. That's Alan. David L. Andy, what upset me when them folks stopped the trooping of the colour was they could have had a bomb and could have done God knows. Big fail by the Met. That's a very good point, David L. And I suppose that's why they jumped on it as quick as they did when it happened. Although, you know, why was it allowed to happen in the first place? Well, there's an ambulance coming down my road now to tend to that lady that I told you about earlier, who fell over. Fixed bayonets, Alan Edge, yes, absolutely. When I worked in engineering, I used to make the firing hammers and other components for the SA-80. The guns kept overheating too quickly, Gary Moore says. Yeah, didn't they, when they were in Iraq and whatever, didn't they have big trouble with the with them clogging up with sand and overheating? I seem to recall. I might be wrong with that, but that seems to be in my memory. I only ever used the L98, which was the baby version of that, and never got my hands on an SA-80. Kirky Bailey, SA-80 was a piece of shit, but got the job done because it was in the hands of a soldier who had no choice. Yes. Talking about immigrants, has anyone watched which Tyrant Finder put out yesterday morning? Evening, Mark. Evening, Andy and everybody. Hello, Mark King. Good to see you. Tommy Moore as well. Our council put the council tax up. It seems to be the case everywhere. No, I missed the flyover neats, unfortunately. I say that comment was a load of frolics. Thousands to collect, nation of your choice. If the woke don't like it, you can then go to Russia. Yeah. Immigrants, Andy, they want to put in them. Andy, have you seen any pictures or footage of all the planes that have been shot down? No. to be quite blunt. Definitely not. Andy, you're like me, follically endowed. Yes, absolutely. Another lot taken down because lampposts not stress tested. Jesus Christ, it's like Bunting. I mean, we've got this thing down at our seafront where they were making a film, and they didn't want to keep the lights up that they'd been gifted by the film company, and they were using all the excuses, you know, wind and everything else, and I just can't be asked with it all. Can't be asked. An SLR 762 in the right hands was too deadly. That's Kirky Bailey. And what else we got? Anyway, the end of the monarchy could be upon us. Be interested to see what happens when the Queen goes, definitely. Anyway, this is the daily chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for joining me. And can I ask that you hit the thumbs up on the chat if you haven't done so already? We're up to 75 here, and we could do with 100, that's for sure. And we're wonderful of you all to come on. Who's this? Lee Wilcox, Insanity Aquatics and Two Kittens. Let's all have a party because Boris has a Barney. La 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 la. I like it. A certain Queen Christine Ayres called Freddie. Laugh out loud. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. If you can, that's free to do, and help our subscribers start going up. See you later, Angela Gardner. Take care of yourself, and thank you for stopping by. And also, we're on other social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the usuals. And hope everything is okay with all of you on there, and look forward to seeing you coming across if you can. Well, let's talk about the dinghy divers, shall we? I saw a couple of people mentioned our dinghy diver people today. And what do we have for you? Well, we know, as per usual, they're coming in by the absolute shitload every day. And, you know, it's a case of it keeps on going. People tell me I'm wasting my breath. I should shut the fuck up, go away and talk about something else. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to continue talking about this because the awareness needs raising and people need to know what's going on. And what's going on is they keep coming. And one of the things I've always said is it's not the ones we know about, it's the ones we don't, the ones that leg it into the countryside, never to be seen again. And you have to wonder what happens to them. I mean, we had a thing in the news today. I'll show you this. Here you go. I mean, this one made it ashore, God knows how. But look, partially deflated dinghy dumped on the coast. Well, where are the occupants of said dinghy? No one knows. This is the thing, because it made landfall and then they split, they legged it, they're gone. Police and border force officers were continuing to search a campsite, which is where they think they all went to. And it's a group of migrants after their dinghy was beached off the Kent coast this morning. It looks like it come and made landfall just in the Dymchurch area, and at least 30 people were found wandering around, and some are still kind of missing. Dozens of people were seen leaving the boat and disappearing into nearby villages. A border force chartered bus has picked up around 30 so far, but police and border forces continue to search the area around a local campsite where locals spotted a group of suspected migrants. This morning, beaching is one of several sightings that Border Force and RNLI lifeboats have responded to today. In other words, they're operating their usual taxi service. It comes as the news can reveal 290 boats crossed the English Channel so far this year. I suspect it's more than that personally. And since the start of the year, 10,000 people have paid gangs to come across. I love the way they word that, paid to come across rather than actually come over here. Despite poor weather conditions for large parts of April and May, the figure for those making the voyage is far higher than the numbers who crossed in the same period last year. We know this already. It's just going to go up and up and up. Around 50 people were on board each of the makeshift inflatables. Yesterday, 198 were pulled from 4 boats off Dover and Dungeness. On Tuesday, 335 aboard 10 small boats attempted the hazardous journey. 2 boats got into difficulties and 86 were rescued on the French side of the channel before returning to shore. So is this they're only doing it when you know, they're getting into trouble? Otherwise they're handing them over to us and letting them fly. They were, speaking of flying, that's another thing, isn't it? They were taken to Dover Harbour for processing before entering the UK asylum system. Up to 500 people across the English Channel so far this week alone, after poor weather in recent days forced a temporary halt to the smuggling activities. On June the 14th of all days, there's supposed to be the first flight to drop these buggers in Rwanda. Now, if you ask me, I cannot see that taking place. I don't think that plane will ever leave, or if it does, it will leave pretty much empty. That's my feelings on it. Somebody said, call me paranoid, but Trojan horse. Yes, I do wonder that myself. On Tuesday, they confirmed June the 14th, follows an announcement by Boris in April that the UK has struck a deal with Rwanda to take an undisclosed number of dinghy divers. Undisclosed? That probably means nowhere near what there should be. And they agreed to pay the government in Kigali 120 million quid initially. Why not just stop them crossing the channel in the first place? It would save a lot of money, wouldn't it? But that's not going to happen. That's the ideal solution to the problem. But yeah, M. Perry, it will fly empty. Totally agree with you. Just popped in to give you my daily thumbs up, buddy. King 77703, thank you very much. Although the Home Secretary has said she's determined to ensure the first group of asylum seekers fly out on the 14th of June, the Home Office says it expects a number of legal challenges will be lodged to try to halt the flights. Yeah, as Boris said, lefty lawyers, they'll be all over it like a rash on a baby's backside, basically. It won't happen. There'll be legal challenges galore. And meanwhile, I mean, I think I read a figure the other day where they were saying 50 of them were going to come over on this plane and go over to Rwanda. And if you put that up against the hundreds that are coming over every day, every week, every year, he don't even scratch the surface. Yeah, Shirley, you make a valid point, yet the homeless here are left homeless. I see a lady every day down on the beach sleeping in one of our things down there. It's tragic, it really is. Anyway, let's spend the last few minutes just seeing what people have got to say, and then we'll call it a night, because I've got to go to Gatwick. Where's the money coming from to support them? UK taxpayers. Anna Perkins, I hear you. Stop giving illegal divers a cheap William labour. Yeah, stop giving legal aid. Human rights lawyers would disappear. Yes, Mark Keane, we saw that, the old Kung Flu. There you go. Shirley, none. Trevor, imagine Hitler knew how easy it is to come to this small island. Why does the royal lot say something about this? A queen bee protects its own. Yes, that's a valid point. Also, Dave, it's a good watch if you want to see what went on. About 4 hours, but very well done. Was live. Are they being armed? We are not. We don't stand a chance. Shirley, how many have you got living with you? Rwanda boys on hunger strike and will top themselves. No way this will go ahead. Yeah, it'll be stopped, won't it? Lee Wilcox, Insanity Aquatics, 2 kittens. The stables of Troy have long since been emptied of their equine stock, and we have many fifth columns here in the UK awaiting orders. Yes, makes you feel like that, doesn't it? Just wait until they start using flying carpets. Oh my God. I've been saying that about the ones we don't know about for ages. Cosmic, exactly. Just popped in to give you my daily. Yep, brilliant. I mean, it's frightening how easy you can get into this country, isn't it, if you really put your mind to it. You have to wonder what really going on when people cross the sea and go missing. Are they being picked up by an organised group? They can't just wander off into the countryside and forage off the land. That's Matt Walton. Again, another good point. I wonder if we were to rock up on their shores, if the red carpet would be rolled out for us. No, then they should receive nothing more than we would if we went to their homelands. Genius. Yeah, saw the Trojan horse comment. Jack has Andy the Gabby Cabby, but my neighbours are Bruno the Gobby Doggy. And a small yappy one, is it? We all see things our own different ways. I don't think war is a good thing anyway. Putin should be Putin on the golf course, but he has got his eyes on a different golf, I think. Yes. Do wonder about him. Okay, folks. That is that for another evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and hope you have a good weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing everything you want to do. We're going to see family tomorrow that we haven't seen in a very long time. It'll be good to be reunited with everybody up there. I'm sure my wife is looking forward to it, my mother-in-law as well. And I'm doing the drive-in. And Saturday we're off to a barbecue, so there'll be burgers and booze. That's my favourite kind of barbecue. And back to work on Sunday. So yeah, it'll be good. If you haven't done so already, before we finish, can I ask that you give me a thumbs up? We only need 5 more to make the ton, so come on, let's have them. If you haven't done so already as well, and you're new to the Gabby Cabby, please consider subscribing to us. That'd be great, and that'll get the algorithm talking and promote the channel a bit more. I am working on some other stuff in the background that people have been asking about. So that'll be grand, and I'll bring that to you when I have, and I've got everything organised. Just other ways you wanted to show support to Andy the Gabby Cabby, which of course you can do through super chats and memberships and all the rest of it. And I appreciate all that. I appreciate all the subscribers, your time, your comments, and your likes and everything you do. It's a wonderful little community we've got here, and we all have a great chat about a great many things, and we're all together, and that's wonderful. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a cup of the old Rosie Lee, see what the flight's doing, and hit the road, I suppose. So enjoy your evenings, everybody. Until next time, toodaloo.